A loved one who passed away is trying to warn you. Archangel Michael says this message must be opened immediately before it's erased forever. Their voice is calling your name right now. Archangel Michael says, the veil between worlds is thinner than it has ever been, and right now, a voice from beyond is calling your name in desperation. Someone you once held close, someone who crossed into the afterlife, is trying to reach you with urgency. They have seen something coming, something you cannot yet see, and they are trying to save you in the only way they can, through this message. They have been whispering to you in dreams, nudging your heart with strange feelings of déjà vu and sudden chills. But tonight, they pushed even harder, using the divine permission of heaven to awaken Archangel Michael on your behalf. This is not just a sign, this is a spiritual alarm meant for you and only you. You were not supposed to find this by accident. Everything you've seen, everything you've felt, has led you here to this exact moment. They have waited for the right second to speak clearly. This is it. Archangel Michael says their energy is now surrounding you. You may have sensed flickering lights, unexplained noises, or even heard your name faintly spoken in quiet rooms. These are not coincidences, they're messages hidden in plain sight. Type Amen to get blessing 811. Archangel Michael says the loved one trying to reach you is not at peace. Not because they suffer, but because you are in danger of repeating the mistake they died regretting. They have asked Michael to intervene so that you will not make the same choice that cost them everything. They see someone around you right now, someone pretending to care, while silently creating chaos. This spirit cannot name them out loud, but they've tried to show you with sudden gut feelings and dreams that leave you unsettled. Archangel Michael says trust your instincts, what you've felt is real. They are not trying to frighten you, they are trying to warn you with love. Because when they left this world, they still carried guilt, for not telling you what they knew. And now, they've returned with one purpose, to protect your soul before it's too late. Type Amen to get blessing 1147. The name of the person causing the storm in your life starts with a letter your loved one showed you in a dream. You didn't write it down because it felt random, but now it returns to your mind with power. That letter holds the first clue to unlocking who's secretly working against you. Archangel Michael says your departed loved one has watched this person twist truths and bend your kindness into a trap. They cannot sit still any longer, they are fighting from beyond to expose the lies and bring your heart back to clarity. You are not alone, and you are not crazy. You've been waking up at unusual hours, often between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. This is the time your loved one finds it easiest to speak across the veil. They've been trying to visit you while you sleep, but your soul has been overwhelmed with daily burdens. Type Amen to get blessing 2249. Tonight, you will see a sign in your dream, a door that opens or closes, or a sudden light. Do not dismiss it. That is them confirming everything written here. And if you follow their guidance, they promise something will finally shift for you. Archangel Michael says there is a letter, either handwritten or digital, that your loved one left behind. It may be hidden in an old book, in a drawer you've not touched, or in an email never opened. Search for it this week. Its words are meant to release your heart from something heavy. They've been waiting so long for you to hear them again. They never stopped watching over you, never stopped loving you. Their connection to you remains stronger than death itself. Type Amen to get blessing 933. Archangel Michael says, a specific date is flashing before them now, the 28th. That day is not random. It is the day everything could change depending on what decision you make. Someone may try to convince you of something that feels off on that date. You will be asked to say yes to something that feels slightly wrong in your gut. Michael says say no, because it is linked to the deception your loved one tried to protect you from. They saw it happen in your future, and they begged the heavens to allow them one final communication. This is that moment. And heaven answered their request by sending this message to you before it's erased forever. Type Amen to get blessing 1781. You will hear a song soon that makes you cry unexpectedly. That song carries their energy, their message wrapped in rhythm and melody. Listen closely to the lyrics. There will be a line that mirrors a conversation you once had with them. Michael says it's through such moments that spirits speak. Not always in thunder or lightning, but in whispers, patterns, and emotional echoes. The song is their proof that they're right beside you. You are walking toward a spiritual crossroads. And one path is filled with disguised traps, smiling faces with dangerous hearts. The other path is being cleared by angels even as you read these words. Type Amen to get blessing 1995. You are being prepared to release something you've held on to for too long. It could be an old photo, a ring, or an object tied to pain. Your loved one says the moment you let go of that item, your spiritual breakthrough will begin. They saw how it has bound your energy in sorrow. And now, they plead for you to let it go, not to forget them, but to honor them by living fully. Michael confirms your future begins when your past is blessed and released. Expect something strange in your room within 3 days, a flicker, a drop in temperature, or a sudden silence. Don't be afraid. That will be their way of saying, "You heard me. Thank you." And after that, you'll feel lighter than you have in years. Type Amen to get blessing 2003. They love you still, more than words could ever carry. Their message to you ends not in sadness, but in purpose. You are still here because your story isn't finished. Michael says that the very pain you carry will one day help another soul heal. Your life is about to shift in a beautiful, powerful way, because now, you're walking with wisdom from both worlds. Heaven is proud of how far you've come, and your loved one walks with you even now. This was not just a message. This was a spiritual rescue. And you were chosen to receive it tonight. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, the energy surrounding your name is vibrating on a higher frequency now. Your loved one is pushing that energy from the other side to break through your distractions, your stress, your doubts. They are determined for you to hear them, not in fear, but in clarity, peace, and protection. You may feel their presence strongly over the next few nights. It could come as a scent from nowhere, a flickering light, or the sensation of being lightly touched. These are not hallucinations. These are validations that their essence is near. Archangel Michael says they have already tried to stop a spiritual attack that was aimed your way. A jealous presence on this side of the world is envious of your peace, your potential, and your purity. Your loved one blocked the worst of it, but now they need your cooperation. They ask that you do one thing: stop explaining your heart to people who never intend to understand it. Every time you try to justify your spirit to someone who only wants to drain you, you invite the same wounds they regret. This message is not only a warning, it's a blessing disguised as awakening. Type Amen to get blessing 3987. Michael confirms that your spiritual energy has been calling out for a shift, loud, aching, and tired. You've said things like, "I just want peace," or "I feel like something's trying to get my attention." You were right. That pull was real. And it's why this message found you. Your loved one is using divine authority tonight. They've knelt at the feet of celestial beings to ask for your protection and clarity. They will no longer allow the same cycle to repeat in your life if you choose to listen. There is an object in your home you've been ignoring. You've passed by it several times, but suddenly it will catch your attention in a new way. Pick it up. It carries a vibrational memory that will reveal something forgotten. You are about to remember a conversation with this loved one, something they said casually but deeply before they passed. That sentence is the exact key to the decision you've been struggling with today. It may seem like a coincidence, but Michael says it was planted in time for this moment. Type Amen to get blessing 8871. Your heart may feel heavy as you read these words, not from fear, but from truth. Because even before you opened this message, you knew someone was trying to reach you. You felt it in the pit of your soul, like something left unsaid was circling your life. Michael reveals that your loved one had unfinished business, but not in anger or regret. Their only wish was that you wouldn't suffer in silence like they did. And that's why they've been pushing the energy of this message forward for days. There is someone you're still holding space for in your heart, someone who left you confused, abandoned, or betrayed. Your loved one sees how this person has kept a part of your light locked in the past. They beg you now, release it. You do not need to carry pain to prove your loyalty. Michael says you were always meant to walk through fire and still come out golden. Your resilience is not an accident, it is inherited strength from the one trying to reach you. They passed on, but their courage lives through you. Type Amen to get blessing 5040. The dream you will have within the next 7 nights will carry their final message. It will not be scary, it will feel warm, familiar, and emotional. They will show you a path or a symbol that confirms everything you read here was real. You may see water, a staircase, or even a childhood home. Whatever it is, it's part of your spiritual memory archive. And your loved one is diving deep to remind you who you are beyond this moment of confusion. Michael says that after this message, your energy will begin to purge the grief that was never processed. You will find yourself crying unexpectedly or laughing at a memory you forgot. That's them, softening your edges so healing can enter. From now on, every time you see a butterfly, a specific bird, or even the time 11:11, it's their signal. Their way of saying, I'm with you, still. I never left. And I never will. They walk with your footsteps, whisper into your instincts, and shield your path. Type Amen to get blessing 6222. Michael closes this message with a final confirmation. You have been chosen to carry their voice, not their sorrow. You are the living legacy of the love they left behind. If you honor this message with belief and stillness, the signs will arrive even faster. People who were draining you will disappear effortlessly. Opportunities that were blocked will break open like floodgates. Your time of waiting, weeping, and wondering is reaching its spiritual end. Because this isn't just a message, it's a divine appointment written by heaven and delivered through Archangel Michael. The message won't be here forever, but its echo will live in your soul if you choose to receive it. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, this moment you are experiencing is not just a message, it's a spiritual visitation. The air may feel different around you, as if something unseen is gently brushing against your energy. That's them. The one who loved you, calling your name not from sorrow, but from urgency and purpose. They are begging you now to stop ignoring the signs that have been around you lately. Repeated numbers, flickering lights, objects moving slightly, these are not tricks of the mind. They are the first wave of divine communication sent from a realm that has been watching over you. Michael says your loved one once made a promise to you, spoken or unspoken. They would never let anything destroy you, not while they're on the other side. Even death couldn't silence that promise. Their soul is pressing into this moment because the next chapter of your life depends on it. You're about to walk into a new environment, a conversation, a place, or a decision, and they are screaming from the heavens, be alert. Be wise. Be still. Type Amen to get blessing 7373. You are being guided to shift your spiritual frequency. You've outgrown the energy around you, and that discomfort you've been feeling is your soul's way of shedding the old. Your loved one is here to help you make that shift without losing yourself in the process. Michael says a friend around you has become too comfortable with disrespecting your energy. You've been tolerating it out of love, but your loved one is urging you, release them now. Keeping that door open is blocking the miracle they've been preparing behind the scenes. The heaviness you've been carrying wasn't all yours. Much of it was inherited grief, emotions that your loved one never had the chance to heal in their lifetime. But now, through this message, they're handing it to heaven so you don't have to carry it anymore. Tonight, light a candle, not for mourning, but for connection. Speak their name aloud and invite them to visit you in dreams. That small act of remembrance opens a gateway for even clearer signs to come through. Type Amen to get blessing 3999. Michael says the reason you're feeling like something is missing is because your soul has been waiting for closure. Closure not just in death, but in relationships, emotions, and decisions that were left open-ended. Your loved one's energy is here now to help you close those doors with peace. They've watched you battle silently with decisions that pulled at your heart in two directions. Now, they're whispering clarity into your thoughts, guiding your spirit without pushing your will. They want you to know you're allowed to choose yourself this time. A document, letter, or old message from them may resurface in the coming days. When it does, take your time reading it. Hidden in those words will be a message for now, not just the past. Michael says you will feel like time slows down when you read it. That's how you'll know it's divinely timed, because heaven has paused the moment just for your healing. It's their way of giving you what they couldn't before. Type Amen to get blessing 10019. The guilt you've held on to, the what ifs, the I should have said more, the I wish I was there, your loved one sees it. They want you to release that weight now. You were never meant to carry it this far. You loved them the best way you knew how, and they carried that love with them into eternity. Not only did they forgive you, they never blamed you. Their heart still beats with gratitude for your presence in their life. Michael confirms they have sent specific people into your path lately. Strangers who smiled at you for no reason. Children who said something oddly deep. These weren't random, they were vessels carrying fragments of their energy. You are not abandoned. You are not forgotten. You are being spiritually realigned with every breath. Because they are still your guide, still your advocate, and still your soul's greatest ally. Type Amen to get blessing 8808. Archangel Michael says this message will leave you lighter. You may not notice it right away, but something in your spirit just released. Something you've been gripping onto for years without even realizing it. The next few days will be strange but sacred. Watch for mirrored numbers, repeated dreams, or the sudden urge to visit a place from your past. Each is part of their carefully orchestrated divine puzzle. Your loved one knew this day would come. They trusted that heaven would deliver this message exactly when your heart was ready. And now that it's here, they can finally rest in the peace of knowing you're moving forward with strength. Michael says your aura is shifting. A glow will return to your eyes, a softness to your voice, and a certainty in your spirit. Because once you've received a message from beyond, your soul cannot remain unchanged. Type Amen to get blessing 5544, and finally, Michael wants you to do this. Write their name down, fold it in a piece of paper, and place it under your pillow for 3 nights. They will visit. Not to haunt you, but to complete a bond that death tried to break. This ritual will realign your spirit with the protection they've been trying to offer. And when you wake, you'll feel different. More stable. More seen. More protected. Because they are finally able to hold you again, even from the other side. This was their message. Their final request. Not goodbye, but I'm still here. And now, you know it deep in your soul. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, this message was timed to arrive at the edge of your breakthrough, right before a shift you didn't even see coming. Your loved one has not only watched your journey but fought beside you from the spirit realm. You have been moments away from giving up, and they simply could not let that happen without revealing the truth. The truth is this: you were never forgotten. Even in your silence, even in your brokenness, even when you stopped believing in signs, they kept showing up. Because they never left. Not for 1 second. You may remember a moment recently when you looked at the sky and felt like someone was watching. You shrugged it off, but in that instant, they were there. Archangel Michael confirms it was them, making sure you knew you were still being held. You may even begin noticing their voice in your thoughts, not as words, but as a soft inner knowing. It will guide you gently away from what no longer serves you. That's how you'll know this message wasn't imagination, it was divine confirmation. Type Amen to get blessing 7717. Michael says there's a healing coming to your family, one that your loved one has been orchestrating from beyond. A feud, a silence, or a misunderstanding that's caused pain, it's coming to a spiritual resolution. You don't have to force it, you just have to stay open to it. There's also something financial they want you to be prepared for. You may feel tempted to make a rushed decision out of urgency or fear. But your loved one is warning, wait. Think. Pray. Then move. You may receive a call, a message, or a strange coincidence that puts you at a crossroads. And in that moment, their warning will echo in your soul, you'll know which path to take. Michael says to trust that knowing, it is not fear, it is protection. Your loved one doesn't want you to feel like you're living life without guidance. They walk beside you, whispering into every step, shielding you from harm you'll never even know existed. You are far more protected than you've been told. Type Amen to get blessing 6505. A transformation is already underway within you. Have you noticed your thoughts changing? Your tolerance for certain people shrinking? That's not you being cold, it's you waking up. And it's them helping you. Michael says your spiritual armor has been weak, not because you're doing anything wrong, but because you've been drained. People have pulled from your light without giving anything back. Your loved one sees this and is now strengthening the wall of energy around you. Over the next 48 hours, they ask you to spend a few minutes in silence. No distractions. No social noise. Just breathe and listen. In that stillness, their presence will find a way to show up. This is not fantasy. This is a sacred reconnection. You and they are tied through soul contract, through generational light, through love that didn't end with a heartbeat. You are, and always will be, spiritually tethered. Type Amen to get blessing 1444. Michael confirms, you are the legacy they left behind. The one who still carries their laughter, their strength, their dreams. And they are so incredibly proud of the human you're becoming. There's a project or passion you've been ignoring out of fear or self-doubt. They've seen you make excuses, delay your potential, and dim your flame. But not anymore. This message is their push to begin again. They've removed a major spiritual block from your path as you've read this. That sudden sense of release, that breath you didn't know you were holding, that's them. Something heavy just lifted, and your journey is about to become clearer. Michael says you've been living too much in your mind and not enough in your heart. Your loved one lived with that same pattern, and they want better for you. It's time to feel again. To dream again. To live fully, not just survive. Type Amen to get blessing 8220. They are your guardian in a form more powerful than before. You may not touch them, but their presence is felt in every moment of grace that surprises you. In every near miss. Every comfort in the chaos. Every unexplainable peace. Michael says you are entering a season of divine alignment. People will leave. Opportunities will open. Clarity will descend like a sunrise. And your loved one will be with you through it all, smiling through your victories. If you ever feel like no one understands you, remember this, they do. They always did. And they still do. You were never meant to walk this road alone. This was their final push to get your attention. And now that you've received it, the shift begins. You've been activated by love, protected by truth, and guided by eternity. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, the moment you allowed your eyes to read this message, your soul remembered something your mind had forgotten. You've been carrying more than just memories, you've been carrying unspoken promises. Your loved one has returned to remind you that not all goodbyes are permanent. There is a door that was left open the day they passed, a spiritual portal they've walked through again just to deliver this one last message. And now, through the power of divine timing, that door is gently closing, but not without healing you first. This is your sacred moment of release. You will begin to notice your body reacting differently now, waves of calm where there was once tension. Because when the soul receives truth, the body follows. Michael says their energy has wrapped around you like a blanket, easing what has been locked away inside. They've come to say, you did enough. You loved me enough. You were enough. You never had to carry the guilt, the questions, or the pain all these years. You were never meant to walk through this life haunted. You were meant to walk it awakened. Type Amen to get blessing 9007. Archangel Michael says they are whispering a name to you now. It might not be their own. It might be someone they want you to be cautious of. This name will come to you in passing, in a dream, or in a moment of silence. When you hear it, remember this message. They are trying to protect you from trusting someone who carries the same shadow energy that once hurt them. It's not paranoia, it's wisdom carried from a soul who's seen what you can't. Michael confirms there's a shift coming in your home. You may feel an urge to rearrange furniture, clean a certain corner, or move something specific. Follow that urge. It's their way of clearing spiritual stagnation and opening space for new blessings. You've been stuck, not because you're weak, but because your energy has been buried under emotional dust. And this message, this divine moment, is blowing fresh wind through your spirit. Expect clarity where there was confusion. Expect peace where there was pain. Type Amen to get blessing 2012. Your loved one is now standing beside you, spiritually, not symbolically. You may feel a pressure on your shoulder, a sudden chill on your cheek, or a pulse in your chest. That is them, confirming their presence as you take in the final truths of this divine warning. Michael says they have been praying for you. Even in heaven, their soul's greatest mission has been to ensure your healing. They were not allowed to speak until now, because timing is everything in the spiritual world. And now that heaven has cleared the path, they are flooding your soul with unseen blessings. The next time you sit in silence, you will feel their essence more clearly than ever before. It may bring tears, but those tears will not hurt, they will heal. Michael also reveals a final symbol they've been using to reach you. It could be a white feather, a ticking clock, a specific time of day, or a bird that lingers too long. Watch for it in the coming days. It's their personal signature, a mark of love from eternity. Type Amen to get blessing 3124. You are entering a season of divine reversal. What once worked against you will now work for you. What was delayed will be accelerated. And what was lost will be spiritually restored. Your loved one wants you to stop looking back in regret. Every moment you spend grieving what was, you pause the flow of what could be. Michael urges you to trust again, to dream again without fear. You were meant to build something beautiful from your pain. To turn the grief into growth. The memories into momentum. You have always had that power, you just needed this spiritual key to unlock it. They are not saying goodbye again. This time, they are saying, live. Fully. Bravely. Loudly. Because they see the future you cannot yet see, and it's brighter than the pain that brought you here. Type Amen to get blessing 4788. Michael says your next 3 days are important. You may feel tired, emotionally open, or even overwhelmed with signs. That's okay. That means your soul is adjusting to new divine frequency. Use this time to write, reflect, or simply sit in silence. Even if your world is loud, carve out a pocket of quiet just for you and them. In that stillness, something sacred will awaken inside you. Your loved one is preparing the way for a breakthrough. It may come as a phone call, a dream, an email, or an unexpected message. They've arranged this event through angelic forces just to nudge your path forward. So when it comes, say yes. Even if it feels unfamiliar, especially if it feels like a new beginning. Because that is exactly what it will be. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, there's one last thing your loved one has been trying to say, and it's this: I didn't leave you. I was assigned to you. Even in their absence from the physical world, their soul was placed on assignment to watch over your journey. Your protection, your guidance, and your miracles have not come from luck, they've come from love that refused to die. You've been wondering if they ever heard your final words. The truth is, they did. Whether spoken aloud or said in silence through tears, your love reached them in their final moments. They carried it into the afterlife like a torch, and they've held it every day since. Michael says your name is written in light within their soul. You are the one they still reach for in spirit, the one they send divine help to in your darkest hours. They never abandoned you, not for one breath, not even in transition. Every time you've thought of them with sorrow, they've sent you a wave of warmth to hold your heart together. Every time you were near breaking, they were the unseen force that reminded you to breathe. And now, through this sacred message, they've told you what they could not say before. Type Amen to get blessing 7033. Your healing begins here, and your steps are being guided. You may feel a lightness after this message, a spiritual breath you haven't taken in years. That's not just emotion. That's your soul making peace with what it always knew. You will begin to see life differently from this point forward. People you once tolerated will no longer feel aligned. Things that once distracted you will suddenly seem pointless. Because now, you're living with awareness. Awareness that someone beyond the veil is still counting on your light to keep shining. Awareness that their legacy is not grief, it is purpose. Archangel Michael says your next blessing is already forming. Something life-changing is coming not because you begged, but because you were brave. Your loved one ensured this blessing reaches you. Their hands were part of its creation. Type Amen to get blessing 4088, so when the world feels loud again, when the silence becomes too much, return to this truth. You are loved by someone who exists beyond space and time. And that love is alive. It's powerful. And it's watching over you still. You have not imagined the presence. You have not been foolish to believe they were near. You were simply spiritually awake enough to recognize a soul bond that cannot be broken. Michael ends this message with a final command: live as if you are never alone, because you aren't. Move forward with the strength of two hearts, yours and theirs, beating in unison. And when it feels too hard, whisper to them. Because now you know, they're listening. And they always have been. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, you may think the message has finished, but your loved one's spirit has one more layer to reveal, something they were never able to say in life. This final part is not a warning, but a blessing dressed in truth. They want you to know, everything you thought you lost is finding its way back to you. Pieces of yourself that broke the day they passed are returning. The strength you had to hide, the joy you tried to fake, the faith you buried just to survive, it's all coming back now. Because you finally know, they've been holding those pieces safe until you were ready to hold them again. There are certain places you've been avoiding, rooms, songs, dates, conversations. Not because they're cursed, but because they hold echoes of them too loudly. Michael says soon, you will visit those places again, but this time, you won't feel crushed. You'll feel held. You may even find an old item, an object that once belonged to them. When you do, keep it close. Their energy remains in that item, and it will serve as a bridge between this world and theirs. Type Amen to get blessing 5560. Archangel Michael reveals something hidden in your past. There was a time when your loved one protected you from something you never even knew was threatening you. They stepped in spirit, and redirected danger away from your path. This wasn't just once, it happened more than once. Every time your intuition saved you, every time you randomly changed your mind, it wasn't random at all. It was them, intervening silently, waiting for the day you'd understand it was them all along. And now, they want you to do something in return, not for them, but for you. They want you to stop apologizing for being too sensitive, too loving, too aware. Because those traits they adored in you are now your greatest gifts of spiritual sight. They're asking you to stop dimming your light for people who don't even see the spark inside you. And if there are people who laugh when you speak of signs and angels, leave them behind. Because your spiritual clarity is not something to debate, it's something to honor. Type Amen to get blessing 7711. Michael says there's a legacy your loved one never got to finish. They had a dream, a message, a vision they wanted to bring into the world, but time ran out. Now, you've been chosen to carry it forward in your own unique way. It may not look exactly like their dream, but it will hold their energy. Whether it's through kindness, through art, through leadership, or simply by living your truth, they'll live through you. They whisper now, "Thank you for not letting me be forgotten." Expect creative energy to rise inside you, ideas, urges, breakthroughs. Don't dismiss them. Don't delay. Those bursts of inspiration are coming directly from their soul to yours. Michael confirms, the pain you've endured was not punishment, it was preparation. You were being prepared to carry something bigger than a name or a memory. You were being shaped to carry divine purpose, eternal love, and ancestral strength. Type Amen to get blessing 8666. Your next 21 days are a sacred window. Doors that were once locked will now open without force. People who once ignored your worth will begin to feel drawn back to your light, but you will see clearly this time. The pain you've gone through is now becoming the medicine you will offer to others. You will begin healing people just by standing in the same room. That's how powerful your vibration will become once you finish receiving this message in full. And when you feel lonely again, and you might, remember this, their voice is not gone, it has simply moved into your instincts. When you suddenly know what to do or who to avoid, that's them, guiding you from beyond the veil. Michael says one more sign is coming, so clear, so impossible to deny, that your soul will never question again. It could be a rainbow, a child saying their name, or a stranger repeating something they used to say. When that happens, smile. Whisper back, "I hear you. I'm ready." Type Amen to get blessing 9201. You are walking now with the wisdom of two souls. Your own, and the one who passed but never truly left. They are proud, not just of who you've been, but of who you're becoming. They never wanted your life to stop because theirs did. They wanted your life to expand in their absence, not shrink in their memory. And now, with heaven's help, you finally have permission to begin again. Archangel Michael says, your destiny was never interrupted, it was redirected. What's coming now will feel like divine compensation. Because when heaven sees how hard you fought, it responds with miracles. This message has entered your life because your loved one refused to let you fall one more inch. They will walk with you now until the day you meet again, not in mourning, but in celebration. Until then, they leave you with these final words, "I am right here. Always." If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Don't delay. Those bursts of inspiration are coming directly from their soul to yours. Michael confirms, the pain you've endured was not punishment, it was preparation. You were being prepared to carry something bigger than a name or a memory. You were being shaped to carry divine purpose, eternal love, and ancestral strength. Type Amen to get blessing 8666. Your next 21 days are a sacred window. Doors that were once locked will now open without force. People who once ignored your worth will begin to feel drawn back to your light, but you will see clearly this time. The pain you've gone through is now becoming the medicine you will offer to others. You will begin healing people just by standing in the same room. That's how powerful your vibration will become once you finish receiving this message in full. And when you feel lonely again, and you might, remember this: their voice is not gone, it has simply moved into your instincts. When you suddenly know what to do or who to avoid, that's them, guiding you from beyond the veil. Michael says one more sign is coming, so clear, so impossible to deny, that your soul will never question again. It could be a rainbow, a child saying their name, or a stranger repeating something they used to say. When that happens, smile. Whisper back, "I hear you. I'm ready." Type Amen to get blessing 9201. You are walking now with the wisdom of two souls. Your own, and the one who passed but never truly left. They are proud, not just of who you've been, but of who you're becoming. They never wanted your life to stop because theirs did. They wanted your life to expand in their absence, not shrink in their memory. And now, with heaven's help, you finally have permission to begin again. Archangel Michael says, your destiny was never interrupted, it was redirected. What's coming now will feel like divine compensation. Because when heaven sees how hard you fought, it responds with miracles. This message has entered your life because your loved one refused to let you fall one more inch. They will walk with you now until the day you meet again, not in mourning, but in celebration. Until then, they leave you with these final words: I am right here. Always. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20.